Hello, dear ones. Namaste. How are we doing? Another quick video just to encourage everyone who is trying to get their health back and trying to detox. Today, I kind of want to talk about being your own doctor. You have to take things into your own hands. Unfortunately, we live in a society that is controlled by profit and money, and in the medical community and medical field, they deal with the concept of diseases which are incurable. Diseases are incurable because they do not exist. And I want to stress that in me becoming my own doctor and taking health into my hands, this is what I've learned by following Dr. Morse, of course. But there's Dr. Sebi, and even there are medical doctors now who are pulling themselves away from the medical community because they see that this treatment-based modality is not getting anywhere. Zach Bush is a phenomenally intelligent man. Follow him, research his stuff. He's triple board certified, and he's saying these things too now. And because if they heal you, they've lost you as a customer. So somewhere along the way, they created this concept of diseases. And Dr. Morse says there are no diseases. It's an illusionary concept. There's only, health and lack of health, right? And Dr. Sebi says there's only one disease. It's mucus, right? Mucus in the throat is laryngitis, mucus in the bronchial trunks, bronchitis, mucus in the lungs, pneumonia, right? It's all the same thing, which is your lymphatic system trying to heal yourself. And so, I want to say that I am clearly not a doctor, not a healer. I'm a layperson. I am my own doctor, but this is working for me. Hair is coming back on my head. I hope I'm going to continue making these videos, and you'll see in 6 months from now, a year from now, whatever, that the hair is getting fuller. I can see it up close. I can't really show you with my iPhone 7 here, but maybe if I get close enough, who knows? But it's astounding that when you get yourself in the side of chemistry that is nurturing the alkaline side, you will regenerate. Everything on your body will regenerate. Your hair will come back. Your skin gets clearer. If you go really, really, really deep in detox, moles will fall off of you. It's astounding what stories I heard in Florida at Dr. Morse's level 2 clinic. They're just amazing. Amazing, amazing stories of people either working with themselves or working with family members or clients. And so that's kind of the message of the day, is to take research into your own hands. If you are waiting for some magic pill to come save you, it will not happen. It is not in their interest for that to happen. They have built this system around diseases that are incurable so they can give you more pharmaceuticals, and which creates more, of course, conditions that they then get to treat, right? They fix one problem with a pill that creates two more that then they get to fix. Do you see how that works? It's no different than a mechanic. You go in for an oil change, and that's why don't go for checkups. If you're fine and healthy, do not go, because they will find something wrong with you to treat. Not heal, treat, because that's the game they're in. So this is how this is going to happen, is individuals like myself and like you who care about yourself, you care about the planet, you care about health, and you find it's grassroots. We do the work, person to person, because and there's no money in it. That's why my clinic or my practice is called Donation Detox. Hope you follow me on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. Because it should be free. Health should be available for everyone. The herbs grow in nature. the food grows in nature. The food you should eat grows naturally. This should be very, very at a low cost, if not free, and available for everyone. But we have to break the system of this treatment-based disease concept, because it just doesn't exist. And that's why they can't cure any of them, and they keep finding new ones. Isn't that incredible? And if you have something you've been struggling with for years and years and years, which most people do, you're lucky if you get it at a place of where it's manageable and not getting worse. But if you haven't changed your diet and changed your actions, it's likely to get worse. So remember, we live in duality here: cause and effect. That is it. Cause and effect. You are, and then for these doctors to say that, oh, you just have this disease that came out of nowhere, is moronic. Nothing comes out of nowhere. Buddha said karma. Jesus Christ said you reap what you sow. Isaac Newton said, what goes up must come down, right? Cause and effect, right? And so that's a great lesson I've learned, is to be the cause. You're one or the other, right? You're either the effect or the cause. So be the cause. Don't just be the effect, where you're sitting by and letting things come to you and you don't really know, how to handle them because you just think, oh, I'm unlucky. That's not a beneficial way to go through life. It happens to all of us. I get stuck in, places where I'm like, oh shit, this happened. Why did this happen? And then I remember, it's like, this is some sort of divine lesson that Source is teaching me, or the universe is teaching me. And that is the true alchemy of life, is taking a problem and turning it into a solution. Or taking a situation you have and realizing that it's something you needed to see or go through or experience to progress your evolution here. And that's why all my time drinking and doing drugs and all of that got me to a place where I was so sick and so unhappy, I had to find something. And finally came across Dr. Sebi first, then Dr. Morse, who I think is top notch. But if you follow these guys back, neither of whom went to medical school. Dr. Sebi learned in the bush, learned in Mexico from a healer. Dr. Morse studied biochemistry, then started naturopathy and herbs. And so these guys are from outside of the system. What is super, super encouraging now is that there are guys like Zach Bush, MDs, who are coming from inside the system, and they're just tired of not getting their patients well. I can only imagine how frustrating that might be, that you went to school for all of these years and you can't heal anyone because you just give them pills. Now, I do want to say surgeons, emergency rooms save lives. They're fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. But the anyone who deals with diseases, they're misguided. And is it an unawareness, or is it malicious? I don't know. I'd like to think it's the former and give these guys the benefit of the doubt, but they simply just don't understand the lymphatic system and the way kidneys filter. And this is what I've come to learn as a lay person, and what I've observed in my life and in my urine. And I'm going to try to mention this on every video that I do. The key to health is urine filtration, kidney filtration through your urine. And so what you should do every morning, I try to do it every time I use the restroom. Of course, I'm not doing it if I'm out in public, but here at home, you urinate in a jar. If your kidneys are filtering and working, you will see sediment in that jar. Let it sit and for an hour or two. Sometimes you can see it right away. It's easier, of course, with the male anatomy to pull it up, and you can see it kind of swirling, and you can see flakes. If your kidneys are filtering, you can see flakes, and what that is cellular waste. And any disease is your lymphatic system taking your cellular waste and trying to eliminate it, right? That's what pimples are. Pimples are cellular waste. being pushed out of your skin, because you can eliminate cellular waste two ways: through your kidneys or through your skin. That's it. Digestive waste, of course, it comes out in your stool. Some cellular waste comes out, mucus will come out in your stool too, but by and large, that is what your kidneys are for. They connect to lymph nodes, which have macrophages, and there's a carnivorous cells that eat up the trash. Because you got to remember, let's back up. No matter, if you're having a problem with your, gallbladder, what's it made of? Cells and fluid. If you're having a problem in your bone, what's it made of? Cells and fluid and bone matrix, right? No matter your heart, cells and fluid. The cells are the cells. You have 100 trillion of them, give or take a few trillion depending on who you ask. And they are all organisms within and of themselves, just like human beings are cells, if you will, of society. Right? We're individual, but we make up the society, the body politic, or the body of society. Right? Well, your cells make up your body, and there are systems, of course, and organs, but they're just cells. And so if the cells are fine, where do we look now? Well, there's the fluid. There are two fluids: blood, obviously, everyone knows that, and lymphatic fluid. And they all make up or live in the interstitial spaces around the cells. And why you have two, back to duality again, everything's in duality, up, down, hot, cold, cause, effect. The blood feeds the cell, and your lymph system cleans the cell. I encourage you to learn all this, because you have to be your own doctor. No one is going to come save you. You have to do the work yourself. You have people who will encourage you, but at the end of the day, it's just you. If you go to the medical doctor, they're going to fucking give you pills, excuse my language, they're going to give you pills and make your problems worse. It's just the way, that's just what they do. That is what they do. So understanding how the body works, why there's two fluids, cells and lymph, and your lymphatic system is your biggest friend. It is always working to keep you healthy. You can smoke cigarettes, eat McDonald's, do zero exercise, and your lymph system will do a pretty good job of keeping you alive for 60, 70 years. It's incredible. It is incredible. And understanding how this works is very, very enriching too, because I have zero fear of disease now. I'm not just going to wake up one day with heart disease. If I do, it's because I got it. It's because I ate cheeseburgers and lived an unhealthy life and didn't exercise. And maybe that, I don't think that will happen. Who knows? Maybe I'm not as clean as I think I am. But I'm not. There's no fear of just like waking up with some Parkinson's or whatever. Because I've spent time to try to get to the truth of the matter, because I was tired of my hair falling out, was tired of having a deaf ear, had other issues, personal issues that maybe I'll share one day, but today I don't feel like sharing, that I was wanted to heal. So be your own doctor, realize that we live in duality, and take charge of that. One more thing I'll say about kidney filtration and your lymphatic system is to give you an idea how important it is. In these interstitial spaces, that's the space between every cell in your body. Of that fluid, 80% is lymphatic fluid, 20% is blood. So it gives you an idea of which is more important. If you want to take the analogy of your house. The water pipe coming to your house is this big. The water pipe leaving your house is this big, right? Same situation. For your car, your gas line, this big. Exhaust pipe, this big, right? So that's just the nature of the chemical world we live in. Here on this planet, it's all chemistry. Can't escape it, So if you can't escape something, if you can't beat them, join them, right? Learn to use it to your advantage. Eat good chemistry. fruits, berries, melons, raw food.